Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome back to the Popcorn Podcast. I hope everyone's doing fantastic as always. It is time for me to talk about everything that I watched in the month of April 2022. The last video I actually uploaded here on the channel was my what I watched in March and February video, which basically means I was really unproductive this month here on YouTube. I just lost a bit of interest really. I didn't really want to or feel like making any new content, which is quite bad, but sometimes it's good to take a little break from things like this. I'm sure if you make videos here on YouTube as well yourselves, you will know exactly the kind of feeling that I'm talking about. But I'm back and have got some cool and exciting new videos that I've planned for this month. The first of which after this video will of course be my review for the new Doctor Strange film, which I'm so excited to check out tomorrow night. I'm seeing it early actually, so hopefully, not hopefully, you will be seeing a review from me in a couple of days time, so that is something to look forward to. But for now, I should probably stop waffling and jump into everything that I watched in the month of April 2022. So as you guys can see, I logged 17 entries in the month of April. Still nowhere near as high as some of the numbers I used to, pull in, particularly last year. But considering I think I only watched 10 films the previous month in March, this is a little bit of a step up. But April the 1st, I watched Ambulance, which is the new action flick directed by Michael Bay, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Listen, I will watch anything Jake Gyllenhaal stars in, if it's really fucking good to really fucking bad. This isn't either. I didn't love this film. I thought it was just basically Michael Bay doing Michael Bay. There's a severe overuse of drone shots that was quite jarring, but I guess was quite an innovative tool to use for an action flick. I hadn't really seen like drones and aerial shots like that before. I thought the performances were fun and entertaining. I didn't think the film needed to be as long as it was, but overall, I guess it's just don't take it too seriously. It's a Michael Bay film, and it's gonna have Michael Bay dialogue. But yeah, 2.5 stars for Ambulance. Nothing really more to say about that. On the 2nd, I watched Morbius. I think what I sort of captioned it on Letterboxd was Morbi-arse. Great joke, if you ask me. Yeah, this film wasn't great. It was very reminiscent of those really bad superhero flicks from the early 2000s. Jared Leto in this film, I don't think was bad. Like, he's nowhere near as bad as he has been in some of his more recent roles, like House of Gucci. I think he was fine. I didn't think the performances were the problem. I just think that the film itself was just really uninspired and unoriginal, very average. But I didn't really expect much from Morbius. The film had been juggled around for the past, I don't know how long, like 2-3 years. So yeah, can't really say I'm disappointed because I didn't have high expectations going in. But yeah, 2 stars. On the 5th, I rewatched The Batman for the 3rd time, I think this was, and it's a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. The first time I saw The Batman, I gave it a 5 stars. I thought it was incredible. It is an incredible film, don't get me wrong, I really love it, but I think every single time I've rewatched it, I like it just a tiny bit less. But still, overall, if you guys of course want to check out my thoughts on The Batman, I have a review for it on the channel, so I'll link it down below in case you want to check that out. On the 6th, I watched The Worst Person in the World, which is a Norwegian film that had been getting a lot of buzz during the award ceremony period, and I finally managed to check it out. I really enjoyed it. I think it's I wouldn't know how to describe the film if someone asked me to describe what the plot was, because it's sort of about a lot of different things. It follows this one character, this one woman, and it sort of depicts her life in a certain point in time, and the perspectives that she gains, and the choices that she makes, and sort of it really asks the audience interesting questions about if they were to do something at one point in their life, how would their life change. I know I'm being very vague, but like I said, it's really difficult to describe what this film is about. It's I guess you could call it a character study. It's very dramatic. and I liked it a lot. When I went to see this film though, there was like a really drunk lady sitting right at the back of the screening, and she was literally laughing like Voldemort like the entire way through. Like that wasn't really ideal to watch this in, but nevertheless a really good watch, and I highly recommend checking it out. On the 7th I rewatched Real Steel, and Real Steel I watched when I was a lot younger, and I think it's really fun. Like I think it's no one really remembers it or really talks about it. It's got Hugh Jackman. I think it's quite a damn fun film, and it's got a lot of heart as well. And I, of course, given it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. On the 10th, I watched, or rewatched, I should say, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I like Fantastic Beasts. I think it's a solid flick. I still prefer all of the Harry Potter films to it, but yeah, I like Fantastic Beasts. Colin Farrell's haircut in this is really sharp. Just, I don't know why I figured I should mention that, but it is. On the 11th, I watched Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Now, when I first watched this film, I was really disappointed, and I guess I still am disappointed, because what this film is essentially, it's just filler. Like, it's just a filler film. A lot of exposition, a lot of messy storylines. But this time, for the life of me, I don't know why, but I was able to sort of take it for what it was and just had fun with it. Like, I really love the Wizarding World. I'm such a hardcore fan of Harry Potter, so just to be in this world for 2.5 hours, I mean, I can't really complain. But of course, it's probably the weakest in the entire Wizarding World franchise. On the 11th that night, I finally saw The Secrets of Dumbledore, and I think this might be my favourite Fantastic Beasts film. Out of the 3 so far. I thought Mads Mikkelsen, I much prefer him to Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. I've got nothing against Johnny Depp. I think he's terrific, and by the way, I'm loving, well, not loving, but is anyone else really interested in the of course the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard right now? That's all my timeline is. I'm checking it out rigorously every day. But yeah, I thought Mads Mikkelsen was terrific. I think he's a little bit of a better suitor to the role of Grindelwald. I think there's a lot more Dumbledore in this film, which is great. And I think for me, where the film really flourishes is the third act. Like, I really enjoyed the third act, and that was for me why I think I would edge this over the first Fantastic Beasts film. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So yeah, on the 12th I watched Coda, this year's Oscar Best Picture winner, and I absolutely love Coda. I can't stop listening to Emilia Jones's Both Sides now. I think like that song is just stuck in my head. I think it's really great. A really heartwarming, heartfelt film that I think is quite important as well, because of course, if you don't know what Coda is about, Coda stands for Child of Deaf Adults. So it follows a young girl, and her entire family is deaf, and the struggles she has with having to be there for her family and choosing a life and choosing to follow her dreams. So yeah, I think it was really I'm actually quite happy that it won Best Picture. I think it's a terrific film. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. On the 14th, I watched The Descent, which is a horror film. It is a horror film about these women, these cave explorers, cave divers, and they go into, they get trapped in this underworld of cave exploring, and there's these like really gruesome creatures, and then it's essentially a survival story. I think it's a really well made horror survival picture. 3 out of 5 stars for me. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. If you like those kind of flicks, go for it. If you don't really like watching horror films, or if you don't like that genre, I wouldn't really recommend it. But yeah, if you do watch a lot of horror films, you've probably already seen it. But yeah, if you haven't, check it out. On the 16th, I watched The Northman, which is of course directed by Robert Eggers, who did The Witch and The Lighthouse, and I was really looking forward to seeing this. And this might be my favorite film of 2022 so far. Maybe it's probably joint with The Batman. I need to check out The Northman again to see how I really feel about it on a second watch, but I absolutely love this film. It is my favorite Robert Eggers film, and to a lot of people that might sound ridiculous, because this is nowhere near as weird as his other two films. It's definitely his most accessible film. But I think just the way it's done, the visual aesthetic of the film, the music, the physicality, really transported me back to this time, and was really able to get a good grip on this time and this period in this world. And the dedication you feel from everyone behind the camera into placing you in this environment is just really impressive stuff. I think Alexander Skarsgård turns in his best performance without a doubt. The entire cast is terrific. The story is, we've seen it a lot of times, it is essentially Hamlet, but it's the way it's done and the way it's visually told that I found really, really fucking great to watch. So The Northman, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'll have to check it out again to see if my opinion changes on it or not. But yeah, on the 20th I watched The Lost City. It's fun. It's got Sandra Bullock, who I love, Channing Tatum, who's always great, Brad Pitt even is in this film as well. It's fun. It's not like amazing or anything, but you know, you can go and check it out, and it's alright. It's fine. 2.5 out of 5 stars. On the 23rd I watched The Outfit, which is a new sort of period drama thriller starring Mark Rylance, who is always great, and once again he is great in this film. And it's also got Zoe Dutch and Dylan O'Brien, and I think the story is really it was really working for me. I was really taken aback by how just invested I was in these characters and in this time. I think the performances are really good, and the script was for the most part really good, but towards the end there were a lot of twists that were happening. And it felt like one twist after the other, and that sort of lost a lot of, I don't want to say my respect for the film, but I just didn't need. There was a point where I thought the film should have ended, and then it didn't, and there was another twist, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about that. So 3 out of 5 stars for me. I would have given it 3.5, but yeah, I don't know. On the 26th, I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is of course the new Nick Cage film, the most Nick Cage film of Nick Cage films out there. He's playing himself. It's a very meta film, and I had such a good time with this film. It's not like amazing or anything, but it's so much fun. I was like, nowadays when I go into comedies, it's quite difficult to sort of to actually make me laugh, but this film did make me laugh, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think Nick Cage is great, but Pedro Pascal is fucking terrific. Like, the dynamic that the two of them share in this film is what makes this film work. And yeah, I thought that they were really great together. If you're a Nick Cage fan, you've probably already seen this film, but if you haven't, what are you doing? Go and check it out. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah. On the 28th, I watched Memories of Murder, which is of course the thriller directed by Bong Joon-ho. I had seen a lot of the film before, but never in its entirety, and this film just floored me. Just from how gripping it was as a mystery, to the performances, to the way that it's shot, to the way the story unfolds, to the fucking ending, which is it left me speechless. Like, I've got like chills just even talking about it. It's fucking terrific, this film, Memories of Murder. It's now one of my favorites from South Korean cinema. I don't know why the fuck it's taken me so long to check it out, but I'm so happy that I have. I love this film. It's awesome. And then later on that night I watched The Way Back, which is a coming of age story following a young teen who's very introverted, and he goes on this family vacation where there's a lot of complicated dynamics in his family, and he goes and he really learns to come out of his shell. It's nothing we haven't seen before, but what I can say is The Way Back is it's just well done. It's just a solid coming of age story that's really heartfelt, with some great performances, some really good performance from Sam Rockwell, by the way. So yeah, I think the film is worth watching just for him. But yeah, if you like those coming of age teen drama comedy kind of flicks, check out The Way Back. I think it's available right now on Amazon Prime in the UK. But on the 29th I watched Black Hawk Down. Now for some reason I got confused prior to this film, and I thought that Michael Bay directed this film, but then within the first like 5 minutes I was like, there's no fucking way Michael Bay directed this. This is too good for that. Then I checked IMDb, and of course it's Ridley Scott, of course. I thought this was a really well done war epic. That's a true story as well, so there's always that level of realism that comes into the film when it is a true story, and the way that it was shot and executed was really impressive. This is another film that I'm surprised I haven't seen till now. I think the way the action is done was pretty well done as well. It's Ridley Scott, like you're gonna expect a certain level of craftsmanship and dedication to putting you in these environments. I think he's one of the most versatile directors ever, maybe. So yeah, very well done on his part for Black Hawk Down. I would say that was the last thing I watched in April, but the last thing I actually watched in April was the next day on the 30th. I rewatched the entirety of the Marvel's What If series on Disney Plus, and for some reason Letterboxd just doesn't let you log series, which I think is really stupid. But what can I say about What If? I think some episodes are better than others, but overall I really love it. I think it really does a good job of expanding on the MCU and the universe and the possibilities that could have happened, the routes, certain characters, and the direction that they would have taken if a particular moment in time was different. I thought, to any comic book fan, to any Marvel fan, it's a must watch. And I think those are the people, the audience that are really going to get the most out of it. I think the animation is terrific. I loved it. I watched the entire 9 episodes in one sitting. Of course, in preparation for Doctor Strange, which I'll be checking out tomorrow night. But yeah, guys, that is everything that I watched in the month of April 2022. Let me know your thoughts if you have any on any of those watches. I would love to know. And also, of course, let me know what you managed to check out this month. I'd be happy to chat down below. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. As always, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and look forward to some new and upcoming videos from me on the channel this month for sure. Thank you guys, thank you for checking out the video, and I will catch you very soon in the next.